Hey guys, this is Ontario and I got the battle here versus Tojo44 from Marriland forums. That's where I found him, and he's also on YouTube, so I put the link in the description bar on the right. So better check out him, go sub to him, comment, rate his channel, his vids. He's pretty good competitive player, so yeah. Anyway, we decided to do a standard battle. I bring in my UU and new team versus his team packed with 2 OUs, which is Lucario and Flygon, and the rest of his team are UUs and NUs, so yeah, it should be a fine match. So anyway, I lead my team with Nidoqueen because that's my standard lead in terms of UU, and he leads with Gallade. So first turn he goes for Taunt, predicting my Toxic Spikes pretty well, and then he decides to take a switch into his Mesprit as I go for Super Fang just to deal it half of his HP damage. And after that I was pretty fearing some sort of special attack like Psychic, so I just bring in my Girafarig, which is pretty fucking amazing poke if you ask me, because you know it looks totally awesome like some kind of animal. So yeah. Anyway, he goes for Thunder Wave as I go for Trick just to trap it with using Choice Scarf item, and after that he decided to go for a Thunder Wave just to get my Girafarig paralyzed, because probably he thought that I'm Scarfed or Spets. And after that I set up the Reflect, and that was pretty fortunate because this Blastoise of his is actually his physically trained Blastoise with Choice Band, which is pretty interesting set if you ask me. So he goes for a Waterfall. I end up getting a Flinch first turn, but then I just go for a Wish to take a switch freely, and he decided to predict me quite well and bring in his Gallade as I take a switch into Nidoqueen. So my wish isn't going to came true. So I decided to go for 3 times predicting his Taunt, and this prediction was pretty good, I guess, because now he needs to switch into his Mesprit as I go for a Psychic, which will still do pretty decent damage thanks to the crit and the special defense drop. So anyway, after that I bring in my Nidoqueen, and it isn't going to kill me. It looks like a free hit KO, I guess, so I decided to stay in and set up some sort of Toxic Spikes, and he decided to stay in also, which is pretty weird because maybe he just want to KO my Nidoqueen, but whatever. This Toxic Spikes was pretty useless for me in this match, as you will see at the end, so yeah. Anyway, after that I bring in my Lapras because I know that he's trapped with using that move, and my Lapras got resistance into this type of attack, so yeah. After that he brings in his Blastoise, predicting my Waterfall pretty nicely, but it will still do some damage to this water type poke, even though it's resisted. And yeah, thanks to my Toxic Spikes, his Blastoise got Toxic, which is pretty useful, I guess. So after that I go for my Girafarig just to fodder it, and after that take a free switch into my 3 times. So I go for a Psychic, and after this Stealth Rocks, I guess. No, I didn't get Stealth Rocks. After that I just KO his Mesprit. So anyway, after that he brings in his Lucario, his OU, and I go for a Psychic. I guess he was predicting my switch, so he goes for a Sap. And this is pretty interesting move because his Lucario actually survived my Psychic, which is amazing. And then fortunately he isn't carrying extreme speed, so I just KO'd with Psychic. So after that he brings in his Flygon, another OU, and this turns out to be his Spets Flygon, so he goes for the Dracometer just to KO my Nidoqueen because I decided to fodder it. And after that I decided to bring in my Lapras and go for a Waterfall, predicting that he will take a switch. And now the HP of his Blastoise isn't that great. He's got his yellow health, and I go for Ice Shard just to do some damage as he goes for Waterfall. And at this point I have no idea why I switch into Donphan. Probably I was predicting some sort of switch into Flygon. So yeah, he goes for a Waterfall because he's trapped with using that move, and at this point I've come to realization that this Blastoise is actually banded, so I was like, oh my god. So I just bring in my Lapras to take the Waterfall like a monster and stall it a bit, and just to kill it eventually. So anyway, after that he brings in his Sunoodo, this 3 poke, which is pretty interesting, I guess. He set up his Stealth Rocks pretty not early, I guess. So after that I bring in my Donphan just to set up my own Stealth Rocks as he goes for Toxic just to kill me, because probably he thought that I'm carrying some offensive moves, but unfortunately for him not. So yeah, anyway, yeah, he will get some Toxic Recoil or Poison Recoil, and then he decided to take a switch into his Flygon as I go for a knockoff just to make it lose its Choice Pets item, and now I'm not actually too scared of this poke. So he goes for a Dragon Pulse just to kill my Donphan. And after that I bring in Space Monk, my new Choice Scarf Primeape, which got Ice Punch, so I'm eventually able to kill it, because this is a super effective move, and attack stats of Primap is pretty high. So after that he brings in his Sudowoodo and I don't want to take a switch, so I just go for Ice Punch. He goes for Explosion, which is pretty good, I guess, and he will KO my Space Monk. So now the field is Grill and all he has left is his Gallade, I guess. So I bring in my 3 times because I thought that Psychic is super effective on that thing, but unfortunately for me not. So he goes for Shadow Sneak. I completely forgot about that, and yeah, I'm not able to kill this, which is pretty sad, but he'll still get some Toxic Recall, which is pretty fortunate. So after that, yeah, my last poke is Lapras, and Toxic was pretty useful, as you'll see, and I go for Ice Shard just to kill it. So yeah, that was a good game. Tojo44, he's a pretty competitive player, guys, so check out his channel, come rate, sub to me, sub to him, and yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace, dudes. Bye.